Hi, I'm Tom, and in this video I will provide an overview of two basic methods that FreeCAD BIM users can utilize to create construction documentation from their 3D model. This overview is created based on my experience with FreeCAD and is an opinion piece. It is valid for FreeCAD 1.0. There are two basic workflows which enable creation of drawings from a 3D building model. I call the first one the draft workflow and the second one the tech draw workflow. These are not unofficial names and both of them can include lots of variations, but the overall differentiation is valid. Let's look at the first one, the draft workflow, more in depth. This is the currently recommended workflow because it enables the best flexibility in creation of construction documents and enables users to create production-grade documentation. At the beginning of this workflow is a 3D model of a building. User then creates 2D objects from this 3D model, such as elevation views, plan views, or sections. These are located in the 3D model space. The next step is creation of annotations, such as dimensions, text, leaders, or hatches. All of these are created in the 3D space using tools from the draft workbench. Each plan or section, together with its annotations, is grouped into a container which represents a drawing. Then, a sheet with a title block is created using the tech draw workbench. The drawing containers can then be placed on the sheet. Multiple drawings can be placed on one sheet or on multiple sheets. The sheet is called a page in FreeCAD. Pages can easily be printed out or exported to PDF, achieving the desired task of creating construction documentation. Most of the work of creating construction documentation using this workflow is done in the 3D model space, and then the drawing is placed on the sheet where only the title block is filled in. The advantage of the draft workflow is the flexibility. User can achieve any desired graphical output using powerful draft tools. The disadvantage is the creation of 2D objects, such as plan views or sections, as an additional step in the 3D space before placing them on sheets. Even though these 2D objects change according to the changes in the 3D model, they don't maintain all the parametric data of the 3D objects, and things such as dimensions may need to be adjusted manually after the changes in the 3D model. Now, let's take a look at the second workflow, which I call the tech draw workflow. This one starts with a 3D model of a building too. The next step is creation of sheet using the tech draw workbench, the same way as in the first workflow. The biggest difference is that plans, sections, and elevation views are created directly from the 3D model on the tech draw page. After these views are created on a page, annotation objects such as dimensions, text, and hatches are created directly on the page using the tech draw tools. These tools are completely different from the draft tools because they are using different libraries. After that, the sheets are ready to be printed or exported to PDF. Most of the work using this workflow is done on the page using tech draw workbench tools. The advantage of the tech draw workflow is that it is more direct way from 3D model to the view, and the view keeps the relation to the 3D objects. So for instance, if you change the 3D model, the view changes too, as in the first workflow, but here the dimensions change accordingly. The disadvantage is the current limitations of the TechDraw workbench. It is not possible to achieve all the needed graphical outputs at this point. TechDraw Workbench was developed mainly with mechanical engineering applications in mind, so there is currently very little AEC-specific functionality available. At this stage, it is possible to create only simple study stage documentation using this workflow. As FreeCAD development moves fast, I think it will be possible to create more advanced AEC drawing using this workflow in the future. Okay, this was my overview of construction documentation creation workflows in FreeCAD 1.0. All of what is stated in this video are my opinions. If you disagree with some of them, you can let me know in the comments section. I will be creating tutorials showing both of these workflows, so if you don't want to miss them, subscribe to the FCB Lounge channel. I hope this was useful, and I will see you in the next one.